Well, hello, Stevie Lee.
What's happening?
Man, it's Sunday, and I'm going to admit something, man to man. I know we do these episodes every other week during the non-football season, but I miss you, brother.
I miss you too, Sean.
Hey, coming up on this episode, March Madness is winding down. There's a lot to address there. Plus, Stevie Lee got to visit his first Texas Longhorn spring football practice, if you will. Can you give us a tease maybe of what you saw and what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, man, I saw a lot, and I saw a lot of things that make me happy. We lost some weapons, but we got some weapons. I'll let y'all know when we come back, man, for sure.
Let's do it, man. Let's ride. Man, it's so good. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day whenever Stevie Lee is involved, especially in this space we call Stories Inside the Man Cave. But specifically with Stevie Lee, it's the Pass Rush with Stevie Lee. Man, we have a really fun podcast, a lot of good content here. It's busy, which is good. But let's give some love to our folks that really have invested into us and the Pass Rush with Stevie Lee. And the only guy that knows how to give them credit that's due to them is the guy to my right.
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
100%. They've been on your roof. They've been on a roof of mine. And I promise you, quality work. Call the folks at Hargrove Roofing. And hopefully, as we see on the bottom right, Mary, you may hear her voice. But regardless of who it is, you expect quality, timely, caring, old school quality work from Hargrove.
Yeah, they'll take care of you for sure.
Yes, they will. Man, Stevie, we're in April, but we're still talking about something that involves the month of March, and let's get to it. All right, women's college basketball. As we record this episode Sunday late afternoon, early evening, the Gamecocks, coached by Don Staley, they won the women's basketball national championship from Iowa, the Hawkeyes. Sorry, John Fiddler, good friend of mine. He's an Iowa alum, played baseball for that great university in Iowa City. The Hawkeyes lost 87-75. Your thoughts on that and women's basketball as a whole, what we got to witness this year?
Women's basketball the last couple of years have been just on this upward trajectory,
right?
And I'm here for it, man. It was really fun to watch these last few games. It was fun to watch the whole tournament. This is the first time my daughter called me. She's out of town right now. Said, "Dad, please record the Final Four and record the championship game for me, man." So I did it, and it was fun to watch, man. Caitlin Clark did well. Don Staley and her whole group did really, really well. They have
undefeated
6'7" center just down there pounding the paint, pounding the boards, and it was fun to just watch her play. What stood out to me though was Dawn had a group of girls that can go in and out, and they stay fresh. She has a better bench than Iowa has.
Right.
The first five was very, very tired, and they just couldn't keep up with the fresh legs of everyone that Dawn had more of a strategy for the game, and they got down early. They got down like by 10 to 12 points early.
Yes, they did.
That you can tell that she wasn't worried because she had a long-term plan for Iowa, and they came out victorious. I love the way Dawn. I think all these coaches, especially the top Final Four coaches, I think they all love their players and their girls.
They do.
But the way Dawn showed how much she loved her team and her girls, and how much those girls loved on each other, it was a different feel for me for South Carolina. And I hated that my Longhorns weren't in the Final Four, but they had a great season and something great to build off of. And they're going to be back, in my opinion, and do well next year. But man, it was fun to watch, and I just want women's basketball to just keep climbing, and I think it will.
Well, to your point, I mean, I wait until we get the numbers back from the national championship that was this afternoon, Sunday afternoon. But in the national semifinal against UConn, an average of 14.2 million viewers watched. And then an average women's Final Four ticket, $376 to $1,512 per. That's more expensive than a men's Final Four average.
Wow. Yep, I can see it, man. I can see it. Now, that's a little skewed because they're in a basketball stadium here, so tickets are limited.
That's a good point.
But the men's are playing, and where are they playing?
A football stadium.
In a football stadium with what?
Phoenix area.
What is it?
In the Phoenix area. Yeah,
Phoenix area.
Glendale.
Yeah. So that stadium is much, much bigger, so there's much more seats to sell. But in the same breath, though, $400 a ticket, man. I was like, girls, we're going to watch this at home. It's a great sign. I mean, people were watching. Kim Mulkey, regardless of opinion on her rant about the Washington Post, she attracted people. She did. That may have been the strategy. Yeah, it could have. It could have.
But they were fun. The Texas Longhorns, people still, I want to get to the bottom of why we're not calling them Lady Longhorns anymore. It's been a while since that changed. But speaking of the Lady Longhorns, the Texas women, how painful that loss was when they were eliminated. Shay Holly talking about Shaylee Gonzalez. She was asked, if you don't think that this game is emotional and a loss like that ends their season, because these Longhorns really, they were number one seed and they had their eyes set. They had their hearts ripped out of them by NC State. Mm-hmm. And she was asked, Shay Holly from Austin at Westlake, really good, great family, great mom and dad, great sisters, about not being able to play with Shaylee Gonzalez anymore, who's headed to the WNBA.
Yeah, Shaylee's super special. Definitely part of the reason I'm upset. She just puts in a lot of hard work, and me and her get shots up every day together. Sorry. So we'll definitely miss her, but I'm super proud of her. I know she has a lot of great things ahead. It's not like her story stops here at all. We're super blessed to have had her the past 2 years. But yeah, I mean, she's an amazing person more than anything, and I know God has a lot of great things in store for her, so I'm excited for her in that way. But yeah, definitely going to miss her.
So that was a close-knit team. Everyone I spoke to, Stevie, everybody said that team was legit close, and Vic Schaefer and that staff doing some amazing things to that program.
Yeah. No, and that's how you build a team, caring about your seniors. And so they cared about the seniors to get them a championship. And now the younger classmen, the underclassmen are going to care about the new seniors coming up. So they're going to work just as hard in this offseason. I'm looking forward to where Texas women basketball is going to be going in the next few years.
They've got to get over this Elite Eight hump. They've got to get back to the Final Four. They have not gone to the Final Four since 2003. It's not a knock on the program, but I think Vic is stockpiling and getting players who are buying in as this team did. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, as you see, there are more teams now who are legit contending for Final Four spots that can actually do it. Mm-hmm. So it's getting tougher. You're having more parity in women's college basketball, which is good. It's good for the game.
Good for the game.
So the men Monday night will take center stage in Glendale, the national championship. It's the game, honestly. If you really wanted to see the two best teams, I think we got it. UConn and Purdue. What are your thoughts?
I still wanted U of H to be there, man.
Yeah, that's who I picked. Who I picked.
My pick was UConn and U of H in the final game. Yeah. So, but you know, U of H couldn't get it done. So, you know, that's the really good thing about sports is you can predict all you want to, but when the ball is tipped, any given day now, you know, you can be beat. So, and that's the great thing about sports, man. It's the great equalizer. So,
Yeah, really
I'm looking forward to tomorrow night or Monday night.
Who are you taking?
UConn.
I
Yeah.
think they're very even. I think the matchup wise.
Yeah.
This ain't going to be a blowout. I'd be shocked. I'm not saying it won't be, but it should be very close because they're very similar. Got two great big men.
Yeah.
And Matt Painter, the head coach at Purdue, has done a phenomenal job. Now, one of Matt Painter's former assistants, Steve Lutz, he is now the head coach at Oklahoma State. He's been a former guest here. He's a follower. He watches, listens, whatnot. My ties to him, he was an assistant on Danny Casper's first staff at Stephen F. Austin when that program started going upward. And then he went to SMU, Creighton, great program, McDermott, Purdue. First job was Texas A&M Corpus Christi, back-to-back appearances in NCAA, goes to Western Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
This year took him to the NCAA tournament.
Dude, you got his whole resume down. How you do that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I need to do that toward other things. Be able to know that.
You're a savant.
So this was him being announced. They had a little fumble of the microphone in Stillwater at the beautiful, historic Gallagher Iba Arena in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
And this is Chris Beard, who's now the head coach at Ole Miss. And he takes us to the back locker room, and there's a
that's a fumble, but we're okay.
Call that a turnover. You got me nervous if you're going to call our games and you don't know the difference between a turnover and a fumble, pal.
That's good. That's good stuff.
That's really good. And Steve Lutz and his family, beautiful family. They're going to do good things. And, you know, and it's been a while since they've had the juice in that program.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've won. Brad Underwood was there. He took them to the NCAA tournament. I think it was Travis Ford's second season while I was in Oklahoma City. The last time that building had the juice. Before that was Eddie Sutton, and that place was amazing. It's one of the best student sections. So, man, we are wishing the best of luck for Steve Lutz. He'll and for you OSU fans, get behind this guy. And it's not because he's a friend of mine. He's going to turn your program around, and it's going to be back to the old ways. All right, let's get back closer to Austin, Texas. Travis Scott, the rap artist from H-Town. He's a Texan. Man, I'm starting to realize you really have no clue who could be visiting. There's celebrities that almost every year, multiple times, to come visit the Longhorns. And they visited, Travis and his crew visited with the Longhorns, the volleyball team, the women's basketball team. I mean, people are still buzzing about this, man. What does that do for the team? I mean, what are your thoughts? That's pretty cool.
Well, when I was playing, Coach Brown had people come in. I met celebs. I remember one time I met Spike Lee. And I was like, hi, my name is Stevie Lee. We got the same last name. He just kind of looked at me and was like, all right. Yeah, exactly. So it's really cool. It kind of gives you a better sense of pride that I'm not doing this for just me, my family, not just my teammates, but there's celebs out there that are rooting for us. You know, I remember back when I was playing, there was a photo that came out, and Beyonce had a Texas jersey on.
David Ash, right? 14, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. No, that was after I was playing, but it was while I was playing. She had one on, and and then and then she had one on later. But it was like celebs that are from Texas want us to do well, and they're rooting for us and they're watching us, and then started, and then that was the whole that back then, the time that Matthew McConaughey was in the bongos and got released from jail wearing a Texas sweatshirt,
I don't think he had his pantalones on when he got arrested.
Exactly. I heard he was naked. Yes.
Now he has a tequila.
Yeah, man. So it's this, it kind of reminds you that you're doing this for the state of Texas, and it's a little bit bigger than yourself.
Right.
And that's pretty neat. And for Travis Scott to come out here and really motivate the kids, because that's his fan base.
Right. Yeah.
And for him to say, I'm a fan of y'all, is pretty cool. And that just give you a little bit of extra motivation, just to know that you're representing not only yourself, but the whole state of Texas and the people in Texas.
That's well stated.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me a little bit back when USC had that great run and Texas put an end to it, but it had Snoop Dogg at practice. And but it's just it's a big spotlight.
Yeah.
Here.
Yes.
So you got to visit your first spring practice as a former Longhorn. Took your lovely daughters there. Give me a couple of takes that you're shocked by. Not shocked, but just give us a quick synopsis, scaled down version of the Stevie Lee report from spring football so far.
Man, honestly, man, I really, really like what I saw. I was worried about losing Adonai Mitchell and losing a Worthy. I think that you guys can be okay, because what we got to replace those guys is going to be perfectly fine. The way these guys are built nowadays and can run, if they can, is it Isaiah Bond from Alabama that we got? If he and yours are on the same page, if they can get on the same page, eye contact and all this stuff, like the nonverbal cues and things like that.
Right.
He has the talent, the timing. He has the talent, the hands. He has the body and the speed to have no drop off. This kid's just going to plug right into our offense, and he has. Well, from what I saw in practice, we have a tight end from Alabama that came in, plugs right in. We lost Sanders. He's just gonna fit right back in there, right?
Number 8.
Yes, number 8. And now the when it comes to quarterbacks, guys, yours is our quarterback. Stop riding this Arch Manny fantasy. He needs to sit and learn and learn and learn, right? I think he can get some playing time this year, but let the kid be a kid first, right? Get used to. He has been here for a year, but still get used to being a college quarterback and learning under Steve Sarkisian, and then after that, put into the fire, basically.
Right.
That. He's going to be fine. Our quarterback's going to be fine because we got some receivers and some weapons. Oh, the running backs. Blue is still rehabbing, I guess. Right? Is that correct?
I think you're right. Yeah.
He wasn't out there, but we have a stable of running backs, man. Because this practice, sometimes in spring ball, coaches, it's you wrap up and you don't take your teammates down to the ground.
Thud.
Right? It's just thud, yeah.
Thud. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and they blow the whistle. They don't take them down to the ground. There's no tackling. Really trying to stay off the ground, trying to alleviate injuries. This practice that I went to yesterday, those boys were thumping each other.
They were popping.
They were popping it, and so they said 100% full speed, taking them down to the ground, and that's what they did. So they were rolling in running backs, and at some point it was ones against ones, and They were running. They went through the whole playbook. They were passing and running up the middle, running on the outside, and we got a stable of running backs, and they're going to be good. They're going to be good. Number 23, I forgot his number, but he played in all games last year, in 14 games last year, but he looked like a starter. The way he was shifty and running through arm tackles and things like that, he was very, very shifty, and so I'm happy about our offense. The other thing that we need to do, and this is the only thing that I saw that needs to happen.
There's got to be a negative.
There's one negative is what?
Or a deficiency. There's
a deficiency. Yeah, not a negative. Yeah, exactly. Something that we have to get better at is our interior defensive line.
We lost.
We lost 2 world-class athletes with Murphy and Sweat, right? So we got to replace that. And so there looks like to be a little bit of a drop-off in that position right now. We got to hit the portal, and we just got to get some guys to come up with the off-season program and things like that. But I'm not worried about it. I think we can hit the portal. I think that we can nurse some people through to get ready for next season and all the way through next season. And we can get better and better through the season. That's what we did last season. Also, we got better during the season. So we got a year to get some kids in there to up that offense or the defensive line. And then, this is why we pay our coaches. What do we pay them? They can build schemes around the linebackers and defensive ends that can kind of hide the interior linemen, So this is just a challenge, and I think that they'll be up to it.
That's a good report, Stevie Lee. You have a future at reporter. You do. Couple of related notes. I want you to hear C.J. Baxter. You talked about the running backs.
Mm-hmm.
He was a freshman last year. Tashard Choice, phenomenal running backs coach. He played at Georgia Tech. He started out at Oklahoma, then went to Georgia Tech, then played for the Cowboys, and then a few years later, and then retired. And he's a phenomenal coach. This is what Tashard Choice had to say. C.J. Baxter had to say about Coach Choice and why the running back room loves him.
I mean, that's what really won me over. I know how he develops backs and stuff like that, but outside of football, the type of person he is, I feel like I can, if I don't want to call my dad or my granddad or a family member like blood, I know I can call him like, hey, Coach Choice, I got this going on, or I got this, and he will give me the same answer that somebody that's in my bloodline would give me.
Dude,
that's good stuff. That's the sign of being a real coach. Not telling the kid what they want to hear, but telling them what they need to hear. And a kid like Baxter, he understands that. Like, if I can't get it from somebody else, I can still get it from Choice, from Coach. That's good.
It's necessary on all staffs. It really
Absolutely.
And it's part of this. It's part of the formula for sustained success, in my opinion, for any program. Well, we got to address the elephant in the room. T'Vondre Sweat reportedly arrested for DWI. I say reportedly, but it's been confirmed by a few outlets. The big guy, I don't know the story, and I'm not going to throw. It happens. It's unfortunate. You hate to see it because we're just a few weeks away from the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Listen, was it a dumb decision to get behind the wheel if that's what happened? Yes. But it's also a dumb thing to do to go on social media and start casting stones at this guy and vilifying him. It's a bad decision. If you did it, I did it, and it's just not smart. But I would ask anyone, and it's refrain from bashing the guy on social media.
Yeah.
That guy is full of joy and positivity. He just made a bad decision.
Yeah, you can tell he's a good kid. And yes, he made a bad decision, but it's also, reportedly that it was a misdemeanor. So it wasn't like he was like sloppy. It's bad. I'm not trying to give an excuse for him or anything like that, but they didn't elevate it to a something more serious. It was a slight misdemeanor. He's been released. He's out and he's doing doing fine and things like that. But it could be that, he refused to take the test, which some people take that strategy, refuse to do a field sobriety test, even though if they're not have been drinking or anything like that, they just refuse to take it. Some people don't trust field sobriety. Some people don't trust the machine, the blow machine, and that's fine. There are some people that don't trust COVID vaccines, and that's fine, right? So, so we don't know what happened. We do know it's a misdemeanor. So
most of them are,
yeah,
it's encouraging.
But there's some that go to, like, when you're sloppy drunk, they'll elevate that
Right.
charge.
Yeah.
So, but one thing I want to say is I took my youngest daughter to practice yesterday, and she saw him. She said, "Daddy, can I get a picture?" So I walk up to him. I introduced myself to him. He's like, "I know who you are." And I was like, "Man, thank you. I appreciate that." I said, "My daughter want to take a picture with you." And he goes, "Oh, absolutely." He takes the picture, and then she goes, "Can we take a 0.5? What's a 0.5? You know what a 0.5 is?
Oh, wide. Really
wide. So she do the selfie, and takes a 0.5 with him. He does the funny face and everything. And he's really cool with my daughter. Like, really, really cool with her, takes a picture and fun with him. My daughter goes, "I like your grill." He had a grill in his on his teeth. And he's like, "You got to get your dad to get you one." And I was like, "No, that's not happening. You bought that yourself. She's going to buy hers herself." And so he was real nice, really cool. So I'm saying all this to say, you're right. Get off of him on social media. They're kids. They're going to make mistakes. And it's unfortunately at the worst timing of his life to make this mistake, because he's about to get a big payday and people got them on his board, and they're actually out there looking to assassinate his character. And he just gave them some fuel, right? So they can, if they do draft him, they can negotiate, his salaries and things like that. So that this is just a knock on him, but hopefully the kid that I saw and talked to yesterday is going to learn from this mistake and be an even better football player for whatever team that drafts him.
I mean, let's be honest, Stevie, and I don't want to waste much more time on this. DWIs are horrible.
Yeah, they are.
They're terrible. They're expensive, and let's be real with each other. I'll admit it. It could have been us at that age.
Yeah, no question.
It could have been
any of us at that age. You're exactly right. You're right.
And if I could have those moments back, I would.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're human, and but if there's a young person, adult watching this, man, just get an Uber.
Seriously. Get an Uber, and it's much cheaper to get a $50 Uber than it is to try to get $10,000.
You get a lawyer.
And I say $10,000. I've heard it is more now. It's $10,000 just to get off of one of these things. So take the $50 Uber and come back and get your car later, and live to see another day.
But I'm fully intending to stay after the Champions Dinner on Tuesday night. We're lucky enough to have a dear friend who's a member of Augusta National. And we're having dinner in the Trophy Club on the night of the Champions Dinner with them and with another couple. And when the Champions Dinner breaks up, they all come down and mingle. The wives are all sitting in the Trophy Club. And I'm going to stay at the bottom of the stairs and say hello to Jack, obviously. But I'm going to shake Tiger Woods' hand and say, and thank you, sir, for everything you did to help make an impact on my career.
That's amazing, man. Verne Lundquist's final time in Augusta as the announcer. He's been calling the Masters for CBS since 1983.
Oh, wow.
And it was an amazing episode. Go back and watch it. It's episode 358. Obviously, this is 359. I can do math. Great episode, great interview. He lives here in Austin, and then also with him and his wife go back and forth. A great life. He lives here and in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. It gives insight to his career and what the Masters means to him. And two of his biggest calls involve Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear, and the Tiger Woods. Just an amazing, talented voice. Pride of Texas Lutheran University in Seguin, and loyal forever Austin High Maroon. Just had to throw that out there. But do you think, I mean, you've watched plenty of these.
Yeah.
Verne, I don't want to say will it be the same, but
no, it's the iconic voice that you hear on CBS with the Masters come on, man. It's and you know, we've had announcers, unfortunately, over the last couple of years, retire, and when that program comes on, you forget that that person retired and there's a new voice on there.
Yeah.
You know. And so it's gonna take a minute next year when he's not there at the Masters, but hopefully CBS does right by him and do a really nice tribute and things.
I would bet on it.
You what?
I would bet on it. I would.
You would bet on
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good, gotcha. So yeah, but to do something for 31 years, that's an icon. That's part of your family. So you got to do something really special for him, for sure. And I'm so glad that he lives here. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we can see him around town, and so glad that we can go back and watch on episode 358 and hear him talk too. So
he's
that's
funny.
Pretty neat. That's pretty neat.
I was trying to link up our schedules, but man, it was too tough. I wanted you to get a chance to talk to him, and
yeah, that's fun. That's okay, man. I thank you for thinking about me.
100%, man. Steve, you're my brother. So every Tuesday is the champions dinner. It's all the champions are invited to this, the living champions, past champions, champions dinner, and the champion from the year before, the defending champion, gets to create the menu, and it's served to everybody in Augusta. So this year's champion dinner is John Rahm. He's is going to his roots in Spain. So the first course is a Basque crab salad with potatoes. The main course is a Basque ribeye, Tudela lettuce, and Quiquillo peppers. All right. And turbo Navarro white asparagus. The dessert, a puff pastry cake with custard and chantilly cream. The wine is a Basque, I think it's Basque white wine. That sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious.
Tapas were part of it as well. Tapas, one of my weaknesses.
Yeah. No, that sounds delicious, man. Kind of wish I was in the room, but I can't play golf that well, you know.
We need to get a damn green jacket. We'll get an invite.
Sounds delicious though, man, for sure.
So it's humor me time. We got two of them. We'll start out with a picture. I actually saw this T-shirt, Stevie, while at Central Market on Lamar. And I literally laughed out loud while I saw this guy. I don't want to talk about any physical attributes he had, but it made it even more amusing. I saw this, started laughing, I drew attention to myself. It's yeah.
It's true. It's not gay if it's TSA, man.
Hey,
it's true.
Have you had to experience that?
I haven't. I almost did coming back last weekend from Chicago. I almost had to get the random search. They had to randomly search my suitcase though, and I thought they were going to do my person. But I have TSA pre-check. So
you and I both.
Yeah.
Get yourself TSA certified. You'll alleviate a lot of headaches and get the clear TSA certified combined.
Yeah.
And it's worth it. It really is.
Yeah. So you don't have to get great.
That's a great T-shirt. And thanks to the gentleman at Central Market on Lamar here in Austin for making my day. I laughed like there was nobody around me.
That's funny.
The other humor me is a video. My newfound biological family. I have a cousin southeast of Dallas. He and his wife retired and moved out to the country. They have a pet turkey named Fluff. and Fluff likes to dance.
I wanna put on my boogie shoes.
Mr. Fluff. Sorry, not Fluff. Mr. Fluff.
Mr. Fluff.
Yeah. Dude, that guy, that's a cool. That turkey's smart. Apparently, he goes indoors, outdoors, probably protected at night. Harold, thanks for that submission, my friend. Fam, new fam, if you will.
That's good stuff, man. Thanks,
Yeah.
Harold. Is it Harold you said?
Harold, yeah.
Harold, thanks, Harold. I got
Good
a new
job,
brother now. Or wait, cousin. You said cousin?
Your cousin, yeah.
Cousin. I got a new cousin now, man.
See,
Cousin
family
Harold.
Harold. Go for Harold with the dancing turkey.
Yeah, man.
Big Fluff. Brother, let's take a quick break. On the other side, a big streak was broken here in Austin, Texas on another diamond. And the folks in College Station, they can play baseball rather well. And Stevie's got some pro tips on how to dine or spend a weekend. That's coming up after we pay tribute to our folks at Hargrove Roofing.
Here at Hargrove Roofing, we try to think outside the box to kind of get the creative juices flowing. So I brought in my friend Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the Texas Longhorns. He's going to help the team strategize, really motivate them, light a fire.
This guy's going to block down. This guy's going to block down. You put your butt into the guard, and that way my Mike linebacker gets free to do what?
Not only are they going to learn a thing or two, but they're going to also leave with a great attitude and a bunch of smiles on their faces.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with roofing exactly?
Get out.
Right now.
I said get out.
For me, that's what it's all about. It's just having fun, making our employees have a great time. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
The Sooners just never know when to say die. In fact, they never die. They just, we had to have a great play in the outfield there, a nice relay and a really tough slide at home plate. And that's one of the rule changes that was made, was to enable a catcher to be able to move and get the ball and make a softball play. So fortunately, it came out on our way, and that's the way they saw it. But what a way to finish the game.
Man, unbelievable. OU still the gold standard of college softball, no doubt. All the national championships, a large brand new stadium there in Norman, Oklahoma. OU, Texas has not caught up with them, but that was a great win on Saturday night. But look at this, Stevie, on Sunday, Texas won the series against number one OU and won by the same score, I believe, on Saturday night, 2-1. They're doing big things with this softball program at Texas.
Yep.
They've got a ways to catch up with Oklahoma, but you've got to take baby steps. And I think with both of them going to the SEC with some other good softball powers, I mean, this is going to be fun for college softball in the SEC.
Yeah. Yep. Once again, another female sport that's growing right now. So
yes,
that was fun to watch. That relay pass all the way down to home plate, and it was a little bit off pass, but it was right on the money, man. The catcher caught the ball and made the tag at the same time and held on to the ball. It was a collision. She had to hold on to that ball. So it was a great play, bang, bang play. It was fun to watch. And then I wasn't able to see the game today on Sunday, but loving hearing them closing out the series and winning the series. That's awesome.
That was awesome. And it was Patty Gassos has another great team at Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. But for Texas to step up their game and realize, listen, if we don't win this series this week, we're going to be so far behind Oklahoma in the standings.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, across the street at Dishfall Field, I hate saying this, but that baseball program, our team this year, they're struggling. If the regional field, 64-team field, NCAA regional field were announced today, I would put money on it I feel confident in saying this, unfortunately, that Texas would not be in it. They are, I think, 7 games over 500. They just lost a series at home to BYU, who's under 500. The pitching is just subpar, substandard to Texas standards right now.
Yeah, haven't gotten out to a game there yet, but yeah, I'm hearing that it's not good. Pitching has been down. You know, I hate talking about other people's jobs and things like that, but it's been down a couple of years. So we might need to make a change at that position. So I don't know, man. It's just, you know, we've been good for so long, so we're kind of spoiled, you know,
Yeah.
and we want to still be on top. But I think you're right. I don't know if we make the round of 64 right now.
I don't think they make it. I mean, now there's plenty of conference games.
Yeah.
Big 12 is down this year. There's still, I think, 1 or 2 games out of first in the Big 12 race. But the Big 12 is not very good this year.
Gotcha.
Really strange. Really strange. It's always been a good baseball league. I just feel like a lot of these pitchers just have not developed, especially in the bullpen. I like what Ace Whitehead has developed. But they just don't have the depth at pitching that this program is built upon. The foundation of this program has always been good pitching.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case right now.
Yeah.
They can hit for sure, but they can't hit with men on base. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in College Station, complete opposite. The Aggies are rolling, Stevie. They
Yeah.
are rolling. Number 5 in the country. That is a good baseball team, 100%. Jim Schlossnagel's got them rolling. Still got a lot of games left before the regional start in I believe late May. So
Yeah. Well, hats off to them. They're representing the state of Texas. So let them.
They're good.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's the only thing good I'm gonna say about them.
Oh, they're freaking good. They can pitch. They don't make errors, and they just play complimentary baseball, if that makes sense.
But they're
But,
Aggies,
you know,
and they live in College Station.
Stevie, do you have an ATX Pro tip in 2 minutes or less for us?
In 2 minutes or less, I'm gonna try to keep it 2 minutes, man. My oldest daughter and my wife had to leave town for a volleyball tournament in Kansas City. Good luck, Jada.
Good luck, Jada. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. And there are a lot of college coaches up there recruiting up there too. So let's go. So me and my youngest daughter are in town, just hanging out by ourselves and having a really good time. So Friday after school, picked her up from school, and we went down to Home Slice on South Congress.
Oh, the main one.
The main one on South Congress. And we had some slices. We sat at the bar and had some slices of pizza. But what we did was we took our leftovers, put them in the car, and we walked up and down Congress. And it was really fun. It was good, good vibes. It's Austin, Texas vibes up and down Congress. We walked up to Big Top Candy Shop.
Right.
And got us both some bagfuls of candy because Mom's not here. Right.
I'm telling Summer.
Yeah, that's all right. She already know. And so we got a big bag of candy. Walked and went to some boutiques. I went and got some more of my Palo Santo sticks that I burn as I pray. You know,
beautiful, Stevie.
Yeah. I stopped to what's this store? It's a boutique called the Society. They sell a bunch of candles there, and they sell some sage and Palo Santo sticks like that. And so I went and re-upped my Palo Santo sticks, and then we went down to Cavender's. No, is it Cavender's is right there? The boot place.
Allen's Boots.
Oh, Allen's Boots. I'm sorry, Allen's Boots. And went and looked into some boots in there. They got some really exotic boots in there, and really expensive boots. So, but man, it's just Austin, Texas just has a vibe, and when you do something like that, it's the heart of Austin, you know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate some of the little boutiques, the Austin boutiques, are leaving to the national brands.
Too expensive.
Yeah, exactly. It's expensive real estate, but the national brands are coming in and getting up space, but it's still a vibe in Austin, though, man. So go do that one of these days. Any of the restaurants down there are great, but just go and walk and patronize those businesses down there.
100. That's good advice, Stevie. Vespaio's another good place.
Yep.
I'm going to make you laugh. It's a play. I didn't say this, but the broadcaster sure did on a women's college basketball game. I didn't edit this. I got to give credit to whoever did it. And this week's Tik Tokking in the Man Cave. It's all about reach arounds.
The reach around, the good old reach around. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it definitely doesn't.
That's what she said. Michael, please.
There he is.
Sometimes it doesn't work.
I'm gonna leave that one right there, man. I'm not gonna say anything.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Hey, man. You know what? I'm gonna leave that right. I'm not gonna say anything because our listeners and viewers are gonna get a glimpse into my life. So I'm not saying anything.
It's all about the placement. You need a good receiver and a quarterback.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
It's ingrained in Stevie Lee's head. He knows the order of business. Tell me something good is next.
Oh,
goodness.
goodness.
Just got to exit a situation and move on.
Just move on, man. I'm not going to talk about it.
Tell me something good in your world, my brother, that the fine folks watching or listening right now can benefit from.
Well, depending on when this show goes out, sometimes on Sunday evening or Monday, what's really cool and what's really good is the eclipse that's coming to Austin, the eclipse of totality.
Totality over our area.
Over our area here in Austin, Texas. That's really cool. There are some schools in the area that are out of school that they let school out for this to happen. I mean, it's something that we won't see again in our lifetime, or not in this area in our lifetime. So my kids are still in school, but they're having an assembly, and the school has the glasses for them so they can go outside and see it. So enjoy that, man. It's going to be weird. It's going to be totally dark in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be weird. And, but there's something cool, something good in the Austin, Texas area. Go and enjoy it. And kind of use that. If you're by yourself, I don't know if you believe in astronomy and things like that, but some things can coexist. You can take that quiet time to actually meditate, pray, recharge your crystals, however you want to, whatever you do in your spiritual journey. But just take some time out and reflect. It's something cool that a lot of people don't get to see or experience, and we do. We have that luxury here, and apparently a lot of people are flying in, driving in just to see this in the Austin, Texas area.
I would say nearly 200,000 people, I would venture to say, estimated are in the Austin area right now just for this.
Just for this. That's crazy to me, man.
And it's out in the hill country, though. I think it's near Fredericksburg. I mean, we're going to have a total eclipse go over us. We've had several solar eclipses, but not totality.
Not totality. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it'll start around, I'm trying to remember the times.
Was it 1:30 or 11?
So the partial eclipse will begin at 12:23 p.m. Okay. And it will end at 3:02. Now, totality is only supposed to be a few minutes. And I think it's 1:40 until 1:44. So if you want to see totality, I would probably be outside at 1:30 and expect it to be outside from 1:30 to 1:50. Yeah. PM.
Yeah.
But it may be overcast.
It may be, which sucks, but you'll still experience total darkness though. So
it'll be like at the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
depending what season.
Yeah. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. So that's something good, man. Something cool in the Austin, Texas area.
So everybody act normal, enjoy this. Don't be crazy and buy into all this conspiracy theories. It's just a rock getting in the way of another rock, that being us, Earth, of the sun rays. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenon. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, just crossing paths. That's all
Crossing
it is.
paths, like two ships in the night.
Yep.
It's all aligned.
Yep.
Blocking the view. I have to tell you, that's my tell me something good. I'm not as crazy about it, but it'll be interesting. It'll be a good time to take a break from work to step outside tomorrow.
Absolutely.
It will. Stevie, it's been fun. I know everyone appreciates your take on a lot of things, especially UT spring football, and everything. And just remember, man, I know sports means a lot to a lot of people, but in the end, man, there's bigger things in life, but we do love our sports in the South and in Texas and across the country. And we love doing this. So for the Hargrove family in Shreveport and here in the great state of Texas, and to all of you out there, thanks for watching us and liking all of our social media accounts and subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you haven't, do that, please. And then our Facebook page as well. And IG, TikTok, Twitter /X, you can call it whatever you want. Just follow us all. If not for me, do it for the Stevie Lee. I think that's good enough. So for the Hargrove family, the OG Man Cave boys, that being Big Mike, Coach Mo, and the Mike Harge, Hardball Harge, and to the family, beautiful family of the Stevie Lee. What do we tell them, Stevie Lee?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and a giddy up.
I said get out.